Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with the Limp, and I'm back now with some more Blood Red Skies by Warlord Games. We're going to jump right back into where we left off. Remember, we are doing our scenario where we're going after the enemy shipping. Got some tokens here, and a big aircraft carrier up there that we're going to be going after. So we're going to jump right back in. Now it's going to be a little different on this one because everyone's advantaged. So the previous round, all the American aircraft, the Hellcats, not Bearcats that I kept calling them, they're advantaged. The Dauntlesses are advantaged. The Dauntless are a little slower. They're trying to kind of tail these Hellcats, but it's going to be like 3-on-2, and we're going to have like a head-in attack coming in. And I was thinking about it when it comes to this game. I don't know. I'm so used to X-Wing, the miniatures game, and the way it works is your pilot advantage. So the higher the pilot skill means you go last because you want to go last in that game. That way you can outmaneuver your opponent. And in this one, higher pilot skill goes first, but you also shoot first. So it's done a little bit different. In that game, everyone's going to maneuver first, right? So everyone will maneuver, and then there's a shooting phase. Here, you can start out shooting, do some maneuvery stuff, and then shoot again if you want. So it does kind of make a little more sense to want to go first if you're a higher pilot skill, because it does give you a bit of advantage. All right, so we're going to jump in to where we left off. We've got 2 Hellcats that are a 4. So since everyone's advantaged, everyone's going to go during this first round. So it's going to be the 2 Hellcats, then the 3 Zeros, since they're the next level of speed. So the Hellcats are the fastest, then the Zeros, and then the 1 Dauntless level 4 pilot skill. He's going to go last. And then we're going to repeat that all with the 3s. Now, my 3's leading here, and I kind of want him to be out front as the target, so I don't think I'm going to go as fast with this one there towards the bottom of the map. Now, he could start off shooting, but he doesn't have anyone in his range just yet. No frontal arc. So since he can go up to 8 on his speed, remember, they're pretty good. These are decent aircraft. I don't think I'm going to go that fast, though. Well, I kind of want him level. Let's see how far he gets up, and I'll make my choice, because I think I'm going to try to keep him this way and then maybe burn some advantage as we move. So my thought process is, if we're coming in here towards these Zeros, maybe get in behind them and do a K-turn coming around on their 6 if I can maneuver like that, or maybe cut up around and try to kind of shoot their line. I think that might be a better bet, but we're going to be taking flak fire if we drop down too low. Can't be disadvantaged. That really gets you targeted by the ships. If you're at a neutral state, then it's a little bit of a reduction in the firepower. And if you're advantaged like they are now with the aircraft pointed up, then you don't have to worry about flak. You're effectively out of their range. But if I can get their aircraft by shooting them to be disadvantaged, they might actually take fire from their own ships. So let's try that. We're going to move our 4 here, and I'm probably going to go a little faster with them than I was originally thinking. Let's see, we'll line up our markers here. I'll move him up. I can go 1 more forward. Do we want to go 1 more forward? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into range, so we'll pop him in. Oh, no, I was wanting to get 1 farther, and I'm bumping the hell out of him. This is not going to be a game of specifics when it comes to the millimeters. This is going to be bad. No, I thought I was going to get closer. Oh, but we are, since my tokens are bigger, when it comes to these ships, I'm going to measure them all from the center. So he is just out of flak range of this destroyer. So that's good. But that means I might want to hang back with that 3, the 3 pilot skill Hellcat, because he's definitely going to be fast enough to get in there. But if he moves in next, I might be able to take a shot, because this 4 on the Zeros, he's going to move in, and he's definitely going to be able to get a shot on this Hellcat. So if he shoots at him, then he's shooting at him. They might, if they both do good, they'd get him to disadvantage, but he's just out of flak fire range, so they wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay. Okay, actually, I'm going to do something different now that I think about this, because we were just finishing up with Mr. 4 here, and I was thinking, well, he can't climb, he's already advantaged, and he can't shoot because he's out of range, but he should just be in range. Yep, he is just in range because this thing is 7, so he's definitely going to be in range to perform an outmaneuver. Okay, so I could do an outmaneuver within 9 inches, and I could target that one, but I think we're going to focus on this one. By doing so, if the pilot skill's lower, then he gets to automatically outmaneuver him, and it drops down his pilot skill. All right, he would get to add 1 to his pilot skill if he wasn't the closest, but he is the closest. So otherwise, he'd have to take a agility test to not get outmaneuvered. But since he is a lower pilot skill, I get this automatically, and that is good. That drops him down, so if I race him with his Hellcat, I might be able to shoot him in a head-on, drop him down to disadvantaged, at which point he could take some fire from his guy, from the aircraft or the destroyer there. That could work. All right, we've got a similar situation set up back here in the back. 2 more Hellcats that are coming in, and yeah, I think we're just going to scream in. They're trying to provide cover for these Dauntlesses that are just plucking away slower than hell. Man, those things really are slow. I think I'm gonna have to speed up with them instead of just pucking along. But there's another pilot skill 3 level over here. So if I race him in, I can outmaneuver him and get a potential shot in with this other pilot skill 3 Hellcat. My goal is to try to get them down, because they can't be shot down until they're disadvantaged. So they have to be pointing down to get shot down. Otherwise, they just lose their advantage level. So let's move him in. We'll come in, and since he's definitely at range, or 9 inches, within 9 inches, we'll go ahead and drop this one down. And I might be in range. Well, actually, I might be in range to take a shot. But if I take a shot, he gets to return fire, and the best I can get is to... Yeah, the best I could get is to drop him down advantage level, which is what I want to do anyway. So instead, yeah, let's just go with the outmaneuver. That's the better result. That way we can come in with him and get some shots going, and it'll work out better. Okay, perfect. Now we can do our zeros. Now I could get Boom Chich for shooting at him, but we're not worrying about that just yet, because remember, our goal is to take out the aircraft carrier. So that's really what we're going for. Just take out a couple of these zeros. That'll put us in a good spot. All right, so now let's move our zeros. And I think let's actually just keep it right here. We'll go with that one in the back first. Remember, our zeros are pretty maneuverable, but not quite as much firepower as that Hellcat. 1, but 3 on the agility there, but 7 speed. So they get to move the whole stick as well. And let's see what we want to do. I'm just going to shoot him forward and probably turn him. And we got to flick him around, see if he can get his guns onto pilot skill 4, which I think he should be able to do. Perfect. That got him in a good spot. He's kind of like Imperial Ace. Is he within range? Oh God, this is close. Hold on. Let me look. He is just barely within range, just barely hitting those little nubs to get it in there. So he is going to get the shot off on him. And since he's not coming in heads on, the Hellcat is not going to get a return shot against him. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop one of these, robust. We're going to flick this around, reduce the number of dice rolled for an attack by 1. So that's just going to get flipped. We've got a couple of those. That means he gets 4 for his pilot skill and 1 for his attack total. And then they're going to lose a single die because of the robust chit. All right, see what he gets. Nothing. Whiff. Perfect. Remember, in this game, we're looking for those. Those are successes. 1 is a success, 2 equals a critical hit. So at least that was a whiff. Now we've got another Japanese 0 coming in over here. Okay, so the Zero's effectively got a range 1 shot onto this one if he gets it, but the angle of attack is such that he still has firepower back at him, so he would get to return fire. Does he want to take that shot, or does he want to attempt the outmaneuver? I think we could attempt the outmaneuver without having to worry about it, because again, we're just trying to drop his agility down. Now, the Zeros would score some boom chits if they got the hit, but they run the risk of getting attacked back, and they're kind of vulnerable, so we want to avoid that. All right, so we're going to try the outmaneuver on him instead. He did his fly forward, his turn. Now for his action, he's going to take and attempt the outmaneuver so he doesn't have a shot coming back at him. That means the Hellcat gets 2 die for his agility and then 4 for his pilot skill. He's looking for a single success here to not lose advantage. And he's good. He got a single success, so he does not have to worry about it. All right, so that's the last 0 up there. Let's check our last one. All right, we got our last 0 at pilot skill 4 coming in here, and he's right here by this Southern Destroyer. So let's move him up and see what he's going to do. Where are you going, big boy? I think he's probably going to, let's see. He wasn't in range there. I could turn him. He's out of range, so yeah, he's going to have to turn just a little bit just to get his guns on to this Southern Hellcat. I don't want to turn him too much, though, but that'll get us in line of fire. All right, now we're going to use our little handy-dandy laser. We're going to check our arc. Ooh, okay, now he might take a shot. We're going to do the shot instead. Try to put some hurt onto this guy, make him lose at his advantage level, because we got another pilot skill 3 coming in who can go after him as well. He's definitely going to have to do a head-on shot at him to try to get him. But if they can drop him down by 2 advantage levels, that will make him a target for that destroyer. Potentially. So let's see. He's going to get 1 for his attack power, and then 4 for his pilot skill. Ooh, and I got to remember that these guys are vulnerable. So when shooting at them, you increase the firepower of the shooting attack by 1 before the attack gets made. That is their little disadvantage before dice are rolled. Have to remember that. That is bad for those Zeros. All right, roll, see if he can get successes. He got 1. All right, so he did hit him. Since he hit him, the Hellcat has to try to avoid this, which means he gets to roll his agility test, which again for him is going to be 2 for his agility plus the pilot skill, which is 4. And now you can see exactly why this Hellcat is just a little bit better than those Wildcats, because the firepower is better and the agility is better and it's faster. So let's do this. Yeah, he's good. He got his success. So he does not lose that, which means there's a good chance he won't be targeted. Actually, remember, he's out of range of this destroyer, I believe. Yep, he is just out of range. He's at advantage level, so he doesn't have to worry about it. This one's not, though. That's a thing. All right, moving over. We've got our Hellcats that are at pilot skill 3 now, and he is out of range, so he's not going to be able to take a shot. But is there something I could do to maybe maneuver him? Because I would like to turn him, come up here at the side, and then shoot at him. I could do this rapid roll, and I can use that to make my 45-degree, up to a 45-degree turn first. That way I can get a side shot on him instead of trying to go head on. But also, I would have to give up going after this target, and I want to get him down to disadvantaged. So maybe I disregard him, stick with the plan and shoot up and go after this guy. All right, but I have to remember these zeros are maneuverable. They can play a card called No Stalling that allows them to make their turn anywhere along their movement between 1 and, I think, half. Let me look. Let's see. Focus in 1 inch and half speed. Moves between 1 inch and half speed. So basically, it can move up to like 4. Yeah, it can move up to 4 and turn at any point. Playing moves between may make it normal at any point. Yeah, counts as tight turn doctrines. So they are fairly maneuverable. And he's going to be close. So if he... Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with the head on, though. Oh, I don't think I'm in range yet. I think I'm going to have to move 1 farther forward. And I did not want to have to get that close to that destroyer, but we're going to have to hope we keep our level up. All right, and I don't want to turn. And we're still out of range. No! Oh, he doesn't get his shot, but at least he's still advantaged. Crap. All right, I got to deal with a different one now. All right, so we got 1 Hellcat left back here. There's 2 zeros zoomed in, aimed at this Hellcat, and another one that's getting ready to come straight up at him. So he's definitely getting ready to be bad. I got to keep him in a position as such to prevent tailing, because if they can get around behind him without someone else having them in their line of fire, that gives them the tailing attribute, and it immediately knocks them down to disadvantage so they can get shot down. Who do we want to go for, though? I don't really think I'm going to have a good choice either way, because if I go up, this one's going to have me in a line of fire. If I go down, that one's going to have me in a line of fire. So I'm going to get shot head on no matter who I go after, unless I go after the 3, which is at a lower state. Maybe we go for that, but this one was out of range down below. Now I worry that that one's going to be out of range. And no guts, no glory. We're going to scream forward as fast as we can. We're going to try to focus fire. We've got to focus our fire to try to wheedle down some of these zeros. That should definitely be within range. Yep, that is within range. Perfect. Okay. He's in range, so I could shoot or I could outmaneuver, but he would get to roll 6 dice in a maneuver test. But if I attack him, I get a bonus. So we're going to go for the attack. The attack will work better. All right, so we get our 2 die for our attack, 3 die for our pilot skill, and an extra die for him being vulnerable. So let's do this. Come on, give me a critical. Give me a critical. No, so horrible. Dice God, let me down. All right, so since we're head on, he gets to return fire. So he'll take his shot. He gets 1 + 3 as his dice. And so I'm going to go ahead and use Robust. Reduce this attack by 1. That's my last Robust card for this turn. So reduce it down. Oh, and he gets a critical anyway. Look at it. Oh, look at it. Okay, now I got to try to dodge. And the dodge is going to be his pilot skill plus his maneuverability. -1. Oh, we're keeping that one in. That one rolled good. -1 because he got the critical hit. So actually, let me make sure on that. -1 when dodging a critical hit. All right, come on. Dodge it, dodge it, dodge it, dodge it. No. Okay, so he's going to lose advantage. And I'm going to give a boom chit to the Japanese. They're basically counting a point because they cause some structural issues. That is a problem because he is easily within range of that destroyer back there, and now he does not have the advantage level. Without being advantaged, he can be shot by the destroyer. All right, let's go ahead and move that one back there. He can move up to 7. And I think I might play a card, no stalling, to let him turn wherever. Yeah, we're going to play the no stalling. Try it out. See if I can get a maneuver such that I can get around on him a little bit. I don't know if I can get far enough forward, though. He's going to have to try to split the diff. But does he take the shot or not? You know what? He got lucky. He's feeling kind of good, so he's going to take the shot. Or I could just try and outmaneuver without a risk to him. Yeah, that's the smarter play. That's the smarter play. We're going to do an outmaneuver. So since they're equal pilot skills, he has to perform a test 3 plus his agility, so he gets to roll 5. Just needs a single success for this Hellcat. Otherwise, he goes down to a disadvantaged state, and he's going to be in a world of hurt. Got the success. Perfect. All right, now we're good. All right, that takes care of him. I've got 2 Japanese planes left, and the Dauntlesses. Oh, I forgot to do the other level 4 Dauntless, but that's fine. We're going to get to him. He wasn't going to be in range of anything anyway. All right, so he's going to come screaming forward, 7, and I'm probably going to have him just turn south because he's not in range of really getting on anybody yet. And I've got 2 zeros down here, 3 zeros up here. I want to have 3 on 2 if I can. That way there's 1 to go after that Dauntless as well. Let's see which way we want to go with him. About like yay. Yeah, we'll leave him there. And you know what? He can attempt an outmaneuver test. He's within 9 inches. Don't want to forget to give him his action. All right, so he will attempt an outmaneuver on him. He's within the 9 inches. So he also is going to have to take the agility test. Let's roll on it. Oh, no, and he gets him. All right, that puts him in a bad spot because now he has to deal with this one. The Hellcats might be in a world of hurt. This one's advantage, but now this one is just neutral right here next to the destroyer that's getting ready to toss out some flak. That could be a problem. And we've got this one coming in. What does he want to do? He's not going to be able to get around behind him. And he get right on his face. Screw it. Let's just take him straight up the middle. See what happens. Just take him right point blank. He's going kamikaze style. All right, so he can he get far enough forward? He's going to bump. Oop. I have to end him right back there. So bump. And we'll give him just a little bit of a turn. So he's pointing right at it. Now, heads on attack. We're going to take the shot. So he's got 4 die for his attack, shooting point blank onto the Hellcat. Oh, and he gets the critical hit. Critical successes. Okay, now we are going to be doing a return fire with our Hellcat here onto him. But before that, we got to roll for our agility test. See if he passes. All right, come on. You got to pass here, baby. You got to survive this. You got to survive. And he survives. Okay, he's good. Actually, I think I rolled one too many die for the attack, but that's okay. We'll leave it with it. Now his attack is also going to be 5 die. Actually, 6 die because of the vulnerable. So he's firing point blank back at the Japanese 0. Let's get him. Come on. Point blank, baby. And he gets the critical. 2 criticals coming through. Now the 0 has to try to evade. And he's getting 3 for his pilot skill, 2 for his agility, -1 for the critical hit. So he's rolling 4. All right, baby. Am I doing it? No. 3. Their agility is 3, not 2. So he's rolling 5. 5 die on his agility. And doesn't matter. He passed anyway. So he is good. Damn. That was close on both of them. They both stayed at neutral. All right. The one thing I did forget earlier was to move the other Dauntless. We'll go ahead and move those because they don't have a whole lot going on with them anyway. We're going to move him up 5. And I don't think they're within 9 inches. All right, he's just out of 9 inches, so he's not going to be able to attempt an outmaneuver. Could he attempt it there? No, it looks like same distance. So we'll just hit our last one there in the back, coming in. Okay, so they're both moving up. They're coming in as fast as they can towards that aircraft carrier, but it's going to take them a couple of turns. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, 2 more turns. One after this, they'll be about here, and then they'll be in range to dive in, but they have to be at advantage state when they're coming in. So this could be a problem because the zero's right here coming on them. Now, being in the end phase, we do have one thing left to handle in the fact that there are destroyers and aircraft carriers that have flak. They will target the closest aircraft that is disadvantaged, even enemy aircraft. However, none are disadvantaged. If there are none that are disadvantaged, then the owning player, so the Japanese player here, gets to pick the closest neutral aircraft to shoot at with 50% firepower. Okay, so you cut it by half when you're targeting someone. We've got a Hellcat here that is neutral, so he is going to be taking some fire from him. Okay, so since the destroyer has a light flak firepower of 2, it gets to roll a single die, so not horrible. The aircraft carrier is going to be the bigger threat because it rolls 4. So when the attacks actually come in, especially when they're going for that aircraft carrier, if they're close to the destroyer as well, they could end up taking 4 dice from the aircraft carrier and then 2 dice from the destroyer, depending on their location. So I'll roll that back in there since it fell out, but miss, so don't have to worry about that. And just save us a little time, the upper destroyer is doing the same thing against a different Hellcat that is also neutral and also a miss, so we don't have to worry about that. And the aircraft carrier is still out of range of all aircraft that are neutral that are enemy, so no disadvantage shots to take yet. Okay, so that's where we're finishing up. They've got a nice little furball going on down here. They've kind of got stuck in. Same thing up there, but they each have a 0 that's kind of breaking off and heading towards those Dauntlesses to try to get on top of them before they can get over to that aircraft carrier, because that's the key thing, is just get in, nosedive down, try to take out the Zuikaku. If they can get that, that's victory. But if those Dauntlesses go down, that's probably game. They're not going to be able to really bring that one back. You guys let me know what you think of the game scenario. I love this. I like going after the aircraft carriers. Having the target on the ground really just kind of brings the game to that next level, in my opinion. Instead of just trying to worry about getting in on the enemy aircraft, you've actually got a goal you're going for, and the enemy is trying to stop you from achieving whatever that purpose is. Not to mention, the planes look so much better with decals on it. Yeah, I'm so thrilled. Decals, I finally got it. It took me long enough. All right, well, you guys stay tuned. We're probably going to do 1, maybe 2 more videos on this, because we should be able to get in on our attacking run on the aircraft carrier. Not too long. Yeah, 2 more turns. We'll get on top of it, and we'll see if the Americans can take out the Zuikaku again. All right, y'all take care. I'll see you in the next one.